Am I the a-hole for not letting my daughter have a gift on her sister's birthday? Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for daily content. I don't think I'm the a-hole here, but my mother does. My youngest baby is about to turn 1. My oldest has had some adjustment issues in the last year. She was really not ready for a sibling and has found it hard to adapt to less attention and sharing toys. I chose a specific theme for little one's birthday and my mother let me know that she bought a gift for my older daughter that matches the theme. She casually said you can decide when you want to give it to her. I thanked my mum for the gift and then said I would choose a time after the birthday and birthday party for my older daughter to receive the gift, because she needs to learn that other people's birthdays are not about her, especially her baby sister's. My mother was not very happy and said that she understands my reasoning, but she bought it for my daughter to have at the party and hoped I would let her have it. I said no and restated my reasons. She needs to learn appropriate boundaries. I don't want her to be spoiled with gifts. She needs to accept other people's special occasions are not about her. My mum was saying she's just a little girl and can learn that another time. So, am I the a? Worth pointing out that I was not raised receiving gifts on my sibling's birthday or anybody else's special occasion, and they didn't do that with my sibling either. My mother indulges my kids more than she did her own. Now, I have nieces and nephews and totally get her perspective as well as yours. Since she is having a hard time adjusting, I would suggest maybe finding another way to make her feel special on her sister's birthday. Maybe a special big sister shirt or a task she's in charge of that makes her feel like a big sister, but make sure it doesn't feel like she has chores the day of the party. Or she could use little sister's first birthday as an opportunity to reinforce the lesson that not everything is about big sister. You know, just like Op said was the plan. Because, and hear me out here, not everything is about the big sister. She needs to move out of the center of the universe, because there are other people who live in that universe too. Op, you're NTA. Ready or not, your child has a sibling. Part of her adjusting to that is adjusting to the fact that there will be times, like little sister's birthday, when the celebration is not about her and her current feeling, it's about celebrating her sister. Better that she learns that now, rather than starting down a road of selfishness that will build big problems for the whole family later. I think it depends on the age of big sister. Little one is about to turn 1. If big sister is 2 or 3, that lesson is not going to sink in at that age. If she's 4 or older, then fair enough. Not to mention, a 1-year-old is not going to remember what happened on the day of their birthday. At that age it's more for the family to celebrate than the baby. So it's really not that big of a deal for big C's to have a small present on the day. I totally get Orzpov and it absolutely is her decision when to give her kids gifts, but also, it's kind of a rite of passage for grandparents to spoil their grandchildren, so I get where grandma is coming from. My niece is 2 years older than my nephew. On each of their birthdays my mum has bought the other sibling something small just for them. Nothing extravagant. It's been as simple as a bottle of bubbles or a really small teddy. It can be a blessing too, as depending on the time the small present is given, that kid is then occupied with it and won't notice a bigger fuss going on with the birthday kid. In case you didn't see, Op commented down thread oldest will be turning 3 a few weeks after the little's birthday. That's really young for that kind of message to really sink in, especially in a child that it sounds like is already having a hard time with a new sibling. My family did that for a couple of years when my sis and I were little, and we grew out of it pretty easily. I was the younger, she was the older, and we would get one small cheap present on each other's birthday. My so's kids are 2 and 3, almost 4, and my daughter just turned 10. The 2-year-old's birthday is 5 days after my daughter's, and since the 2-year-old has a birthday party at his mom's, I usually give my gift to him on my daughter's birthday and give the 3-year-old a smaller gift, so he doesn't feel left out. At their ages all they understand is that everyone else is getting gifts but them. Even on the older one's birthday the baby gets a small gift like a Hot Wheel or something. This also helps with them not wanting to play with the other one's toys before the birthday kid gets a chance to. My mom did this with me and my sister, 2 years apart, until my sister was around 5. In my family we don't buy gifts for all nieces and nephews, only our godchildren. My sister and I both send a small gift for the godchild sibling, so they don't feel left out. We talked it over and agreed that age 5 or so was an appropriate age to stop that practice. The important thing I think is that we are all on the same page about it. I have 2 boys that are 22 months apart, so essentially the same age as these 2. One of the struggles I had was that eldest thought that every toy and everything was his. BC they had been. So sharing was a big issue. Times when only one of them gets presents is extremely important. BC it teaches my eldest that not everything is his. If my 3 years old can understand that his birthday is special for him, which he can / does, then he can understand that his little brother's birthday is special in the same way. Edit to add, my littlest will turn 2 in January and my eldest will turn 4 in February. So I'm living this now. Once the baby gets a little older, it gets way easier. Now they can even play together sometimes. My eldest was 3 when her little brother turned 1. My in-laws brought Big C's a gift without warning us and gave it to her as her brother was opening his presents. Then all the attention was on her as she was excited for her present and nobody was looking at the baby with his on his birthday. After the party we made it clear to Mill that we were not happy and did not want them to do that again. They said they wouldn't. Spoiler, they lied. It was an ongoing argument for years until we moved away. We had kids of similar age and separated things into one kid things, other kid things, common things. When you tell the older kids that this is not just yours, the kid will learn to accept it over time. My parents did the same when my brother was born. I remember thinking that's weird, didn't know babies had money, but I happily accepted the gift. When my sister was born I was old enough to realize she hadn't actually popped to the shops, but again, my brother took it at face value. Made the adjustment a bit easier for us. FWIW my grandparents would also slip us a small gift on our siblings' birthdays. Birthday kid never minded. Why would they? It's their birthday, and we all turned out okay. As I commented elsewhere, I follow a family that just posted a video of their little girl not wanting to share her apple pie with her mom. She did, though, and she's only 2. 3 years old enough to have mom and dad gently explain that it's baby sibling's birthday and soon it will be her birthdays. What do you think families did in the past or what they do now if they can only afford one gift? I think this is the biggest thing and it's hard to really judge because we don't have the older daughter's age. I also totally agree with you about a 1-year-old not being able to remember or even fully participate in a party. I do want to point out that spoiling your grandchildren is not a right, it is a privilege. So many grandparents pull toxic or manipulative moves that go against the parents' wishes in the name of their right as the grandparents, when you can 100% still indulge the children with gifts, attention, and special outings that lie well within the parents' boundaries. 3 is an age of pushing boundaries, and a 3-year-old is still old enough to make the connection that party equals presents. My son is 6 and has a hard time understanding that just because it is someone's birthday, that does not automatically mean that there will be a party or cake. Lol. That's what my mom did when we were little, just something small like a bag of sweets and a pair of socks. Just until we were older and properly understood who/what a birthday is. Although I do think it's a nice situation, since Op never grew up with it, so why would her mom think she would do? Edit. I should mention as well that it was only on my sister's birthday, not every own's, and it came off her, no one else. My brother adored me from day one, but we always got one present on each other's birthdays. I really liked the tradition. We always got something small like chocolate or a book. It was good at occupying us. You don't need to make a big thing of it and send to your older kid, but kids just like opening stuff, and Op's older daughter is still so little too, so I would do it personally. Definitely not an AH though. The reason grandma is tar is that she is overstepping Op's boundaries. Op sees that her oldest is struggling to accept her younger sibling, and the fact that she is no longer the center of attention at all times. She doesn't want to set a precedent to expect a present on other people's birthdays, which, frankly, is the right lesson to teach. Op is NTA, and her mother needs to stay in her own lane. I think this is the best advice. Highlighting her role as big sister is not the same as making everything about her. It's reinforcing the relationship that, I assume, Op wants her children to have. I understand what Op is trying to do, and I agree with it, but everyone needs to remember that the older child is still just that, a child. And children need to be nurtured and need to feel loved. The fact that she now has a younger sibling doesn't change her need to feel secure in her family. So don't give her a present or let grandma do it, but do find a way to make her feel secure. And maybe even enlist grandma's help with this. Oh, you're still watching? You're a beast. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Okay, bye.